Good evening. Happy Sunday afternoon to you all out there. What's going on, Game Changers? Welcome to another episode of the GameChanger Perspective Podcast 2.0. Excuse my voice a little bit. I'm a little hoarse right now. However, this episode where we unpack the mindset, moves, and the momentum behind legendary success. I'm your host, Oscar J. Star III, and today we're going to deep dive into the Millionaire's Blueprint. Now, before we dive in, I need you to do something for me, okay? Grab your pen and paper, open your notes app, fire up your iPad, whatever you need to capture ideas on today. Because this isn't just an episode, this is a masterclass, all right? So, we peeling back the curtain on how some of history's most iconic millionaires built empires. We're going to talk about Jeff Bezos, to J.P. Morgan, F. W. Woolworth, to Christopher Gardner. Each name is a different time, industry, and background. But the blueprint, these are striking patterns, okay? Pardon me. So, let's build something great, starting now. All right? So, in our other segment, we're gonna talk about the foundation. Belief bigger than circumstance, all right? Every millionaire story begins with one thing, that is belief, okay? Think about that. Write this down. Every millionaire story begins with one thing, belief, all right? Let's briefly talk about Christopher Gardner, all right? Christopher Gardner, as you know, famously portrayed in the movie The Pursuit of Happyness, played by Will Smith, all right? He was homeless with a toddler, sleeping in subway stations, okay? So the movie The Pursuit of Happyness is actually a true story, all right? But Christopher Gardner never lost sight of where he was going. That inner blueprint, which is his vision, was clearer than his reality. All right. Sometimes whatever you go through, whatever things you endure when it comes to, building or creating something, have to understand that you never lose sight of where you're going. Never lose sight of that. Okay. Understand that your inner blueprint, which is your vision, is clearer than your reality. All right. Remember that. Now, let's talk about F.W. Woolworth. All right. F.W. Woolworth, a young stock boy, was laughed out of stores for trying to sell cheap goods, okay? But he saw something that nobody else did. The rise of the five and dime economy. That belief, it launched the retail revolution, all right? Say this one more time by F.W. Woolworth, all right? He was a young stock boy who was laughed out of stores for trying to sell cheap goods. Let me stop right there and tell you, whenever you come up with an idea or concept, what you want to do, let them laugh at you. But I can guarantee you, the same ones who are laughing at you are going to be the ones that are going to ask for your autograph, going to ask you how you did it. Believe me. So don't let people discourage you by laughing at you. Let them laugh. Let them laugh. Pardon me. So here's the first lesson, okay? You ready for this? You don't build a millionaire life from outside in, all right? It starts internally, all right? Say this one more time, all right? You don't build a millionaire life from outside in, all right? It starts on the inside, internally, all right? You must believe in the unseen until it becomes the seen, all right? Think about it. You don't build a millionaire life from the outside in. It starts eternally, all right? You must believe the unseen until it becomes seen, all right? Think about that. Now, for our third segment today, we're going to talk about strategic risk. That's smart, not wild. Okay? Pardon me. Sorry, my voice today. A little crazy. So, let's talk strategy, okay? Because mindset without movement is a myth, all right? Strategy, all right, because mindset without movement is a myth, all right? Jeff Bezos left a high-paying Wall Street job to start an online bookstore, all right, which is Amazon. But guess where he started? In his garage. It wasn't random. It was researched. He called it his regret minimalization framework, all right? Would he regret not trying? Absolutely he would. So you have to try. Even if it comes up crazy, still try, all right? But the one thing that you will regret if you didn't try it all, if you didn't give it an effort or put in the time in doing so, all right? You have to put in the effort in trying. Okay? You have to put in the effort in trying, all right? JP Morgan or John Pierpont Morgan, all right? One of the most powerful bankers in American history once stabilized the entire U.S. economy, not by playing safe, but by playing smart. Think about that. John Pierpont Morgan, one of the most powerful bankers in American history, who also started Chase, all right? He stabilized the entire U.S. economy, not by playing safe, but by playing smart. He also made bold investments when there was panic, turning chaos into control. But here's a secret I'm going to let you in on. Millionaires don't gamble. They take calculated, courageous risk. All right? Let me say this one more time for you out there. Millionaires don't gamble. They take calculated, courageous risk. Now, write this down for me real quick if you can. You ready? Success isn't found in the comfort zone. It's found in the decision zone. All right? Say this one more time. Success isn't found in the comfort zone. It's found in the decision zone. All right? Now let's talk about discipline and delay. The power of long-range focus, okay? Millionaire moves aren't made in moments, okay? They're built over years. So Bezos didn't turn a profit with Amazon for almost a decade. It took him almost 10 years to get where he is today with Amazon. All right? Let me say this again. Millionaire moves aren't made in moments. They're built over years. So you have to get that mindset of thinking that the millionaire mindset of becoming a millionaire or having millionaire moves is just a moment. No, it's built over time. It takes work, effort, and patience. But most of all, effort and work into what you want to achieve and what you want to do. Woolworth stores failed at first. Listen to me well. Christopher Gardner spent months with zero income before landing a broker job. All right. And J.P. Morgan was a student of financial systems long before he became the system. All right. Say this one more time about these individuals. Hear me well. Bezos didn't turn a profit with Amazon for almost 10 years. Long time, isn't it? Woolworth stores failed at first. Christopher Gardner spent months, hear me well, with zero income before landing a broker job. If you all have not seen the movie The Pursuit of Happyness, yes, it's a pretty movie's not recent, but it's several years old. Excuse me. Watch the movie. I encourage you to watch The Pursuit of Happyness. All right. J.P. Morgan was a student of financial systems long before he became the system. Now, here's the pattern. All right. Long-term thinking with short-term sacrifice. All right. Long-term thinking with short-term sacrifice. That is the pattern. Okay. Which is, I consider, a catch-22. All right. Here's another catch-22 for you out there that's listening today. Discipline means doing something what must be done. All right. Discipline means doing what must be done, even when no one's watching, clapping, or paying. All right. Discipline means doing what must be done, even when no one's watching you, applauding you, or paying for it. All right. So ask yourself, what habits am I building today that align with the future I say I want? Ask yourself that question today. What habits am I building today that align with the future I say I want? All right. Now, let's talk about ownership and vision. Scaling with intention. All right. Millionaires are not just builders, they're owners. All right. They are owners as well. Jeff Bezos didn't sell books. He built Amazon into an ecosystem. All right. Let me say this one more time. Jeff Bezos didn't just sell books. He built Amazon into an ecosystem. All right. JP Morgan didn't just lend money. He bought influence. All right. Woolworth franchised ownership through real estate. All right. Christopher Gardner built his own financial firm after being rejected by others. All right. The Millionaire's Blueprint always includes ownership of business, of time, and most importantly, of vision. You got that? The Millionaire's Blueprint always includes ownership of business, of time, and most importantly, of vision. If you want to go from worker to wealth builder, you must own something: your idea, your platform, your impact. All right? Hear me well. Let me say this one more time. If you want to go from worker to wealth builder, you must own something, which is your idea, your platform, your impact. So today I'm going to challenge you. All right. Here's my challenge to you. What do you need to start owning today? What is it exactly do you need to start owning today? All right. That's the question I want to ask you. All right. So before I close out this podcast, here are my final reflections. Okay. Make it personal. All right. Let's land the plane with something real. Okay. This isn't about idolizing the rich. It's not. It's about understanding the process behind greatness. All right. Let me say this one more time and hear me well. This isn't about idolizing the rich. It's about understanding the process behind greatness. All right. The Millionaire's Blueprint is not locked in the vault. All right. It's written in discipline, risk, belief, ownership, and time. All right. Hear me well, ladies and gentlemen out there. You don't need to be born rich. All right? Hate to bust your bubble for you. You don't need to be born rich. That's not possible. All right? You need to think differently. In other words, change your mindset. All right? Move intentionally. And most of all, stay committed. Stay consistent with it, okay? So here's your CTA or call to action. You ready? Write down one bold decision you're delaying. All right? List 3 habits that align with your next level vision. All right? And make one commitment to your future today. Say this one more time for your call to action. Write down one bold decision you're delaying. All right? List 3 habits that align with your next level vision. And finally, and make one commitment to your future today. So, if this episode sparks something in you, share it with a fellow game changer. Rate it, review it, reflect on it. This isn't just about money, it's about meaning. Until next time, I'm Master J. Star III, host of the GameChanger Perspective Podcast 2.0. Stay focused, stay fearless, and keep building your blueprint. All right? Take care.